What up guys, it's Music Elitist here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be back to From Ashes to News cover of Tears Don't Fall from Bullet for My Valentine. Now the original song of this I really liked. The Bullet for My Valentine also made like a two-parter of this. They had the original version and then they had their second version of this song. And I like the second version a lot more. I just feel like the instrumentals and the vocals on that one were a lot better on that track. But the original is definitely still a classic and I really enjoyed it. So, you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think both of them are really great. So I can't wait to see what From Ashes to New is going to do with this cover because, you know, I love this band. I'm really liking their music. I like, you know, their style. I like the style of rap, you know, the clean vocals of rock and then the, you know, heavy, more screaming vocals of rock. I just like everything they do with their aesthetic, and I really like the song, you know, the original version too. So it's gonna be very nice to hear their cover of this song. Also, it's quite interesting because the last song I listened to right before this was Falling in Reverse's reimagine of Last Resort, which was also a cover. So I guess today I'm going to be checking out two covers from two popular bands off of two other very popular bands. So that's going to be very interesting. I really want to see what they're going to do with this one. I have a feeling it's going to be really great. So yeah, let's get into it.
I'll watch you sleep. The warmth I feel beside me is slowly fading. Would she hear me? If I called her name, would she hold me? If she knew my shame, there's always something different going wrong. The path I walk's in the wrong direction. There's always someone fucking hanging on. Can anybody help me make things better? Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come home. Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come home. The moments die, I hear no scream. The visions left inside me are slowly fading. Would she hear me if I call?
Okay, so I mean, I love this band, but if I'm being honest, I really don't like this cover. Like the original song, I really loved it. I love part 1 and 2. Like I said, I really like the part 2 more, but I love both of them. And this version, I don't know, it feels like a watered down version of the original. First, they have like a double like guitar track where they have like the original guitar instrumentals from like, you know, the original songs like background, but then they had like another layered one of theirs on top of it, and it just sounds weird. So it's like basically like a double audio of the same, you know, instrumental track. Just the second one sounds a little bit tweaked and a little different. And then his vocals, I usually love his vocals, but for this one, it's just not doing it for me. You know, it's a little awkward because his voice, it sounds kind of digital at some parts, and the original was purely just like regular, like his clean vocals. There was no auto-tune or anything like that, and this sounds like a digital voiceover, and it doesn't sound really that good. And his you know, even there's the thing about like voices and, you know, musical voices. You can have many different artists with great, you know, vocals, but that doesn't mean that their vocals are going to match with every song or, you know, comparably with every other artist. So like the original song, the singer of like Bullet for My Valentine, he has a really great voice and he has a very powerful voice, and so does he. But their styles and the way they sing and their vocals, the way they sing the song, is a little bit different, and his voice just doesn't match up with it. And I feel like they're both phenomenal, singers. And it's not to say that he's a bad singer, but I just feel like his vocals don't match the originals that well. If I'm being honest, it's just not on the same level. This seems like a more inferior version of the original. And like I said, I normally like their music, but I just can't. This one's just not doing it for me. I just can't, get into it. I like the original, and I'm thinking of the original throughout my head, but I want to like this one, but it's just not doing it. Like I said, I like his voice normally, but it just doesn't fit for this. I don't think this is stylistically. His voice doesn't match for this. Like I said, they're both great, powerful, singers and have very powerful vocals. But that doesn't mean it's gonna match for every song or comparably to each other, because they're gonna have their own differences when it comes to comparability of their vocal ranges and what they're able to do. Because the thing about singing, the most important thing is the minor things, the minor little tweaks in the singing. It's not usually the big things. There's small like little details of their vocals that they change up that make the sound of a song more appealing or more catchy or more be able to be stuck in your head more compared to just sounding broadly impressive. There's minor little technical things they do that make it sound a lot more different, and I just feel like his is not matching up with the originals. I mean, it should be its own thing, but it seems like a lower version. You should always try and match the same energy as the original, or do better if you're going to do a cover, or just make it more unique. But it seems like they're doing the same thing but just a worse version, which I'm not really liking.
Turning, would she hold me if she knew my shame? There's always something different going wrong. The path I walk's in the wrong direction. There's always someone fucking hanging on. Can anybody help me make things better? Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come home. Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come home. Oh! Yeah! This battered room I've seen before. The broken bones, they heal no more, no more. With my last breath I'm choking, with this ever end I'm hoping my world is over one more time. Let's go! Would she hear me if I called her name? Would she hold me if she knew my shame? There's always something different going wrong. The path I walk's in the wrong direction. There's always someone fucking hanging on. Can anybody help me make things better? Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come home. Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come back. Your tears don't fall, they crash around me. Her conscience calls the guilty to come home.
So that was from Ashes to News cover of Tears Don't Fall. Personally, like I said, I didn't really like it. I think the original version was a lot better than this one. And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that this one isn't bad. It's just not as good as the original. I also didn't really like it in general. You know, like I said, I felt like the instrumentals were kind of like the originals, but they did like a double over with, like, you know, the guitar, so it sounded a little weird. And then his vocals a lot of times had this digital sounding voice, like with this like auto-tune sounding voice. I didn't really like that. The only thing I will give them a props for, at least in this song, is the screaming parts. I think the screaming vocals were really good. They matched the original and sometimes even surpassed it. So I think the screaming he did really good. But when it came to the clean vocals, I don't know what they did. And the instrumentals, like I said, it was just basically like the original, but it sounded like more distorted and a little bit, worse and like a worser quality and product value of it. I just feel like I don't know. It's sad to say this because I really like their music and I really like them as artists, but I feel like they really dropped the ball on this cover. And it's crazy because the last cover I just checked out by, you know, Ronnie, that was amazing. That was phenomenal. But this one was a big letdown. I was hoping more from them, especially a cover of like a song like that. I thought they would have been able to match it stylistically pretty well, but I feel like they kind of like, you know, messed up. I don't know why. But yeah, the instrumentals did it sometimes, but that was because it was just the originals instrumentals, which were phenomenal, but they kind of ruined that, and the vocals weren't that good except for the screaming parts, which I did like. But yeah, but that's it. That's only my opinion. I want to know what you guys thought about the cover. Did you guys like it? Do you think you know, it matched perfectly well with, like, you know, the original, or do you guys also think like me that you know, it was a worse version of the original? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for next time.